What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez stated that Showtime, PBC, Al Haymon treated me so well, we'll see what comes next year. Las Vegas boxing's most sought-after free agent didn't divulge much information regarding his next move, but Canelo Alvarez has plenty of options. But the only commitment he made in the intermediate aftermath of his 11th round KO of Caleb Plant was that probably won't return until May. The Mexican icon has fought 4 times in the last 11 months, and after fully unifying boxing super middleweight titles, he feels as though he needs a longer break before he returns to the ring. Alvarez's choice of opponent for his May return will have a significant impact on the boxing business. The 4-division champion could decide to do business with Al Haymon's premier boxing champions for another high-profile fight, presumably against Jermall Charlo, which is 32-0, or David Benavidez, which is 24-0. Alvarez stated during a recent appearance on the podcast of Showtime's Brian Custer that he would prefer to battle Houston's Charlo, the WBC middleweight champion, over Benavidez, who will box Kyron Davis in a 12-round super middleweight match showdown. If Alvarez chooses Charlo or Benavidez, Showtime probably would be PBC's pay-per-view partner. Showtime distributed its first Alvarez event since 2014, when Alvarez signed to Haymon for the first time. It launched in 2015. He said, Showtime, PBC, Al Haymon, everybody has treated me so well. I felt really comfortable, and all I can say is that overall, end to end, it was excellent. I'm going to stop there. Let me counterpunch. First off, when PBC went to Canelo Alvarez the first round, and they struck out, okay? And I can't remember the particulars about why. I think it was because of, I think it was one fight or whatnot, and they wanted 2 fights, or it was a rematch clause or something another like that. It had something to do with that. But then the second time they came around, they struck out again for some more reasons. And then the third time, they finally nailed him. They snagged him, right? Now, what this tells me based on the back and forth, they had to treat Canelo Alvarez a certain way. Because if they didn't, and they know they have the world's biggest superstar, why would they fuck over that? If they want to stay in the boxing business, if they don't want to be another HBO or another Triller or another something like that that is falling through the cracks, they have to treat Canelo well. And I think Al Haymon's intentions was, hey, let's just get him on our network and we'll show him what we're about, what we can do. He's been here before, but we can do it even better on the next one. And the next one was last Saturday when he knocked out Caleb Plant in the 11th round. Now, Al Haymon knew he didn't have to worry about the fighters that he currently has on PBC. He just, as long as he gets the biggest fights and gets these guys to fight each other. That's how you do it. You know, now what does that mean for Eddie Hearn? I have no idea, because as far as I know, Eddie Hearn and Canelo Alvarez are still like this. So if anything, if we're looking at this in the positive light, it may bring Eddie Hearn on too as a negotiator for Canelo Alvarez, and bring Eddie Hearn and Al Haymon closer together by the glue of Canelo Alvarez. See, a lot of people look at it like, oh, it's them against them. It's, it's the North against the South. It's the black versus the red. Versus the white. It's the blue versus the red. All this type of stuff. And you have all these people penned up. It is competition. But I think the biggest fights can happen as long as these guys are in a good working relationship. And as long as Canelo Alvarez is a free agent, he has the ability to mend these networks together to work together. Now, I don't know how Showtime pay-per-view would do against the Zone, because I think it is one or the other. But Al Haymon did what he had to do to keep Canelo Alvarez where he's at. And it's a good chance that Canelo Alvarez will fight on Premier Boxing Champions again. So that's an indicator that, hey, yeah, they treated me right. Matter of fact, they treated me excellent. Those words tell me that Canelo Alvarez, he may stay where he's at, and especially if he's fighting PBC fighters. But at some times, that's the whole pet peeve of boxing. This is what we want. Screw the network, screw the favoritism, screw the fact that, oh, I watch this or I watch that or I don't watch this over there. It doesn't matter. If you're a lover of boxing, you should want this to happen. Okay, because I've wanted to see Charlo versus Canelo since they were at 154, at 160. Okay, I wanted to see these fights then. And they didn't happen. Why? Because you had this side or that side and nobody could meet in the middle. Okay, so this is a good sign of Canelo Alvarez. And see, people should understand, if you're a superstar or if you're a pound for pound Mongol king, you should want to be like Canelo Alvarez. Why? Because he's able to do what he wants to do. He's not, oh, man, I'm with Sky Sports, or no, man, I'm exclusively with PBC, or you don't want to be like Errol Spence, I ain't fighting at ESPN at all. Why? It's all money. The money's still green. The digits are still in the bank. What difference does it make? Stop all the favoritism. Stop all the political crap. Let's get these fights happening. So the idea of him fighting Benavidez or Charlo is a good sign, where we couldn't have it before. Right? That's a good thing. So anyway, more than likely, we will see Canelo Alvarez back on the PBC. We will see him fight Jamal Charlo undefeated or David Benavidez undefeated. Either way, it's a win-win for boxing. That's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.